What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and when Gina Carano was fired from Disney Star Wars over her political opinions, so many of us pointed out the hypocrisy of this, because there are multiple Lucasfilm employees who constantly spew their political opinions on social media, in interviews, and everywhere in the public space, yet that's allowed because it aligns with the far left narrative. But when Gina Carano says something that might step out of that echo chamber, she gets fired by Lucasfilm, and not only did they fire her, not only did they not bring her back, but also they slandered her on the way out. But every step along the way, people that have actually worked with Gina Carano have nothing but great things to say about her, even when they have completely polar opposite political opinions. Because, spoiler alert, that's how the real world works. In the real world, you're going to encounter people that might not align with all of your beliefs. And that's fine. You can still have friendships. You can still care about this person. You can still work together. And now, yet another co-star from The Mandalorian is speaking out in support of Gina Carano, and that's Giancarlo Esposito. You can see from bounding into comics, Giancarlo Esposito says his favorite Mandalorian co-star to work with is, of course, Gina Carano. And I think she's probably a favorite around The Mandalorian because according to any person you talk to, she is the warmest, sweetest, nicest person you could ever possibly meet. But that didn't stop Disney, and that didn't stop Lucasfilm from trying to cancel her and destroy her reputation with the things they said about her after they fired her, because the people that run those companies are disgusting. The Mandalorian actor Giancarlo Esposito, who played Moff Gideon, revealed his favorite co-star to work with is Gina Carano. Esposito appeared at Fan Expo Denver 2021 over the weekend, where he did about an hour-long sit-down Q&A session. During that Q&A, someone asked him in The Mandalorian, who is your favorite co-worker to work with? And instead of reading it, we're going to let you take a listen, actually, because I think it's really important that you not only hear how genuine and sincere Giancarlo Esposito sounds, but also the fan reaction when he says this, because, shockingly, people love Gina Carano. I know that's not what the weirdos on Twitter, what the blue check marks and the weirdos would like you to think. However, that is the truth. They despise the fact that so many people love Gina Carano. It drives them absolutely insane. That's why they can't stop talking about her. That's why they continue to try to perpetuate the narrative that she said something wrong, when in fact we all know that wasn't the case. Let's listen to this. I think I pulled it up over here. Yeah, here it is. And we're going to listen from the beginning and listen to Giancarlo's explanation. Who his favorite person to work with is in The Mandalorian.
In The Mandalorian, who is your favorite co-worker to work with?
My goodness, okay, so you were asking me for one. Yeah, I have to say, and this may be, well, okay, I'll say it without hesitation.
I love that he thought about this for a second. He didn't even say the name yet, but he said, he was about to say this may be controversial or something like that. And he said, you know what? No, without hesitation, I'm just going to say it because that's how I feel.
Gina Carano. I'm not going to weigh in on any of that in particular, other than any of her political beliefs or what she said, whether I think it's inappropriate or not. Right? We as actors, yeah, we probably sometimes, I know for me, I should just shut my mouth. But sometimes I can't. And I've got to say what I believe because it has to go on record. I love working with her. She's warm and beautiful and wonderful. And, you know, I don't care what her politics are. I love the fact that she came to acting late and that she was so raw and original and beautiful. And I just think she's a lovely person. So I shout her out and I say she's one of my favorites. Second,
I love that. I love this entire thing from Giancarlo because he's like, listen, we don't agree politically and I don't care. I love her. I love that she's warm. I love that she's genuine. I love that she's sincere. He loves Gina Carano as a human being. And that's how I would say 99% of people actually are when you interact with them in real life. If you have different opinions than them politically, you might disagree. You might even fight about it face to face. Like be upset and, you know, try to debate each other, convince each other otherwise. But at the end of the day, you're working together. You still care about each other. You still love each other. And that is fine. That's how normal people interact. But for the people on the extreme far left end of the spectrum, they sometimes cannot handle that. They cannot handle someone having a different opinion than them. And one of the things that Giancarlo said in this, he said, sometimes as actors, maybe we should shut up, but sometimes you just have to speak your mind. And Giancarlo, if you think, well, maybe Giancarlo is just a right-wing person, that's not the case. In fact, some people were talking about it a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Mandalorian actor Giancarlo says unvaxxed people are saying F you to all other human beings. And he put an opinion out there about people who choose not to get the jab. And that was very controversial as well. But the thing is, if you're going to let one person speak, if you're going to let one side speak, you gotta let everybody speak. And that is the problem that so many of us have with Disney, Star Wars, and with Lucasfilm. When they fired Gina Carano, it was all about ideology. Because look at the things that Pedro Pascal has said in the past. That's not a problem. That's fine. Look at the things Giancarlo said. Look at the things Mark Hamill said. That's not a problem. That's fine. Even though a lot of that's far more divisive and aggressive than anything that Gina Carano said. Yet when Gina Carano does something, you fire her and you slander her on the way out. So when you see someone like Giancarlo, who is very clearly not right-wing, not conservative in any way, he's out there and he's saying, listen, I love her. She is a genuine person. And I also love the fact that he was going to put a caveat on it, but then he didn't. He was like, I don't know, this might be controversial. But he said, no, fuck it. I'll say it without hesitation. Because she is amazing. I want to reread exactly what he said about her. I loved working with her. She's warm and beautiful and wonderful. I don't care what her politics are. I love the fact that she came to acting late and she was so raw and original and beautiful. I think she's a lovely person. So I shout her out and I say she's one of my favorites. And interestingly enough, the person that he said after that was, what's his name? Here it is, Lateef Crowder. This is the person that he also shouted out as kind of like an honorary mention because this is the person who was in the suit that he fought with that was under the Mandalorian armor. Obviously, that was not Pedro Pascal because Pedro Pascal does very, very little in this show. Let's just all be honest with ourselves. So I thought that was interesting that was somebody that he put out there and one of the stuntmen that has been doing that for these 2 seasons. I love this whole thing from Giancarlo Esposito. I really do. And it just goes to show that people can have vastly different political beliefs, but still respect and love one another when they're on set, which is why by Lucasfilm firing Gina Carano, it just shows you how despicable some of the people are that are in charge of this because people on set didn't have a problem. And I love that so many people from Bill Burr to Giancarlo to whoever have been supportive of Gina Carano. I wish that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau would publicly do the same thing. No, a lot of people said, oh, they're doing all this stuff. You know what? It doesn't matter really what you're doing behind the scenes when someone's being publicly slandered and shit on. The fact that those guys haven't said anything about it should be disappointing to you if you're a fan of them. Regardless of what their actual feelings are, the fact that they have not publicly said anything, yet you think they're your heroes fighting against KK, that should disappoint you. Let me know your thoughts about Giancarlo in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.